how long will you follow up with a lead, right? So you call and they don't answer, and then maybe you text or email or leave a voicemail with that gold bar, the 427 price reductions, which I think is a brilliant script, right? There's 427 sellers literally just put in writing, I'll take less money for my home. What if they don't respond? How long would you follow up with a lead before you throw the towel in?
I don't throw the towel in. And I think that's something that as agents, they quit too easy, right? So I follow up consistently, and I've got reminders, and I do my reminder over and over and over and over. And like Nick said, eventually they will respond. And they'll more times than not go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Nick, that I didn't respond to you. Life's been crazy, but I actually do need your help. And I won't just try one method of communication. I won't just fall back on text messages only. I call, I text, I email. Videos are another great thing. Voicemails. My philosophy is if you're not picking up the phone and having voice-to-voice conversations, you are missing out. So don't fall into that text message or that email habit. It's too passive. It's much easier to overcome objections and have real conversations with phone calls. So even if they don't answer, that's okay. I'm going to try again next month, and then the next month, and the next month, and the next month again.
What are the two categories that have to happen for you to remove somebody from your follow-up?
Oh, really good. So I don't follow up with somebody that's a creep or a weirdo. Right? Like someone that I don't want to work with, nor any of the other people in my amazing brokerage, like just people that are not nice, right? And not having a bad day, not nice, but like psychos. We don't work with psychos. And the other person is a salesperson. You know, they're calling for ADT home security. Maybe it's another agent that pushed a button on Movado. Right?
That's a pretty small group, right? Creeps, weirdos, and salespeople. You know, the most common answer that we get on our team during that long term, we actually track it and we celebrate, like, we've been following on this lead for 1,612 days. Like, we literally celebrate that. Yes or no, Amanda?
We do. It's great.
And the most common thing we hear when they re-engage, and Nick, you started and said this earlier in a different way. They say, I'm sorry. Hey, I know you've been trying to get a hold of me. I'm sorry. We had this and this and this and our third kid and this and this and this, and we're ready now. The most common thing we hear in long-term lead follow-up is, I'm sorry I haven't responded to you for 2.5 years. We're ready now.
And so I definitely am going to work with you because you've been so persistent.
Yeah.
Like, we all understand how sales works. So we know when a good salesperson follows up again and again and again and again. And even if let's say back in COVID, I walked into an RV dealership. Oh, I better buy an RV. Like, I'm going to travel around the country. If I don't buy one and they follow up with me, I know a good salesman, because it could be 2 years since I walked in there and they call me once a quarter and just check in, you know, hey, I just wanted to see if you had any interest. We got a new model in, or we just got a used one that just is in absolutely amazing shape, or like whatever it is. Like, that's a great salesperson. And I'll usually tell them, like, listen, it was a one-time thing. There's no chance we're buying an RV. I really appreciate your follow-up. You're amazing. And that usually removes me from the list. But I can't tell you how many times I get one phone call from the RV guy, and then I never hear from anybody ever again. And if I was a real RV, I've never bought an RV. I don't know why I made that one up. But if I was a real buyer and that salesperson never followed up with me again, I know they're not going to do well in RV sales.
I think that's a great point that Nick made. You know, it's like, get out of your own way. Like, you aren't that important that you need to be embarrassed about somebody getting upset with you, or the likelihood of that happening is really slim. Like, I think about the number of people like Nick, where we get a good salesperson who follows up with me. And you know what, 4 out of 5 times I'm not returning their calls and things. And the one time the guy does catch me, and if I'm interested, hey, you know what, I am interested, but check back with me in 3 months. Yep. And I know that guy is a good salesperson. Back to Nick's point that he opened up the session with, which he was saying, I love the people who don't pick up or don't respond, because those people who are busy and successful tend to, being some of your best clients, they're hard to reach. And 8 out of 10 times when they do, you finally connect, they are, hey, look, I'm sorry, I've just been busy.
And Brett's being a little coy, because I know him very well. When he gets that good salesperson, he always says, have you ever thought about selling real estate?
Exactly.
Of course he does.